This morning, the New South Wales-Queensland border to reopen, but Anastasia Palaszczuk's announcement catches Gladys Berejiklian by surprise. Crucial tax breaks for small to medium businesses, how the government is hoping it will lead to a jobs boom. And William and Kate dial into a video chat with locals on Kangaroo Island, a community devastated by bushfires and the pandemic.
This is 7 News with Mike Amor.
In a dramatic easing of coronavirus restrictions, Queensland will fully open its borders to New South Wales in November. Amelia Brace joins us. Amelia, Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk says there's one condition that New South Wales has to fulfil.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. This is far from a done deal. The Queensland government is adamant that New South Wales must record 0 cases of community transmission for 28 days before that border is opened to the entire state. Now, as a state, we today notched up 7 straight days of no local cases, so there is a long way to go. Now, as we reported yesterday, this easing of restrictions will come the day after the Queensland state election. So Anastasia Palaszczuk is being accused of playing politics with the border, though she says her tough stance is what has kept Queenslanders safe.
Our borders have kept us safe. We are looking very closely at New South Wales, and if they do not have any community transmission for 28 days, we said very clearly that at the end of the month we review the plans, and that would mean there may be a possibility of opening up to New South Wales if there is no community transmission.
It appears the Queensland Premier did not give her New South Wales counterpart a heads up about this announcement. Gladys Berejiklian spoke just minutes after Anastasia Palaszczuk, and it was very clear that this was news to her.
Well, if that's the case, this is the first I've heard of it. No. I would welcome that with open arms. If that is the case, I'm ecstatic about that.
And of course, the Queensland border is already open to certain parts of northern New South Wales. We've seen significant delays and queuing since yesterday when that restriction was eased, and that is expected to only get worse this afternoon and into this evening as people head north for the long weekend. Mike?
Amelia, thank you. And Anastasia Palaszczuk also revealed that more restrictions will ease within Queensland itself. From 4 p.m. today, patrons can eat and drink while standing up at cafes and pubs. From November, 40 people can congregate in private gatherings and up to 40 people can dance at weddings. From December, those numbers will increase to 50. Queensland had 2 new cases of COVID-19 today, but both were from a ship and are now in quarantine. Victoria's had another day of single-digit COVID case numbers. Georgia Comensoli is in Melbourne, and Georgia, 7 cases today, which means the all-important 14-day average keeps going down.
Mike, that's right, but sadly we've recorded a further 2 deaths, and that brings Victoria's death toll to 802. The 14-day rolling average is now down to just 12.8, which looks to be on track with the hopeful date of October 19th to ease more restrictions. Cases within our aged care system is still a problem. Around half of Victoria's active cases are directly linked to aged care. The Premier, Daniel Andrews, has defended the use of casual workers at Melbourne's hot hotel Novotel, despite police being forced to take over shifts there late on Wednesday, and the cluster linked to Chadstone Shopping Centre grew to 10 last night. So DHHS has set up an extra testing site there. But the combination of our lower cases and the warmer weather forecasted for tomorrow, it's going to be 28 degrees here in Melbourne, has our police force on edge. They're anticipating anti-lockdown protests and big crowds at parks and beaches. Mike?
Georgia, thank you. Georgia Comensoli. More businesses will receive tax breaks in Tuesday's federal budget to help employers through the pandemic and save jobs. Let's go live to Olivia Leeming in Canberra. And Olivia, how many businesses will benefit?
Mike, it's a sweetener for more than 20,000 businesses that employ some 1.7 million people across Australia. 10 new tax concessions for businesses with a turnover of between $10 and up to $50 million. Axing fringe benefits tax for firms who give staff free parking or work phones and laptops, as well as for those who retrain workers at risk of being made redundant. Concessions worth more than $100 million.
This is one of a suite of measures that is designed to help save and restore and create as many new jobs as possible.
And Olivia, the Finance Minister has also apologised for the failures in aged care.
Yes, insisting that all 6 recommendations of the Royal Commission's report will be adopted, including increasing staffing levels and ensuring there is at least 1 infection control expert per nursing home to save lives.
The Royal Commission report does is show that the federal government didn't do enough, and it didn't do it soon enough.
Of course, I'm sorry. I mean, this was not a perfect situation, though. I mean, we were dealing with a rapidly evolving pandemic.
And expect Tuesday's federal budget to include a significant boost to aged care funding. Mike?
OK, Olivia, thanks to you. A lawyer for former rugby league player Sam Burgess has denied bombshell allegations against the retired star. Accusations of domestic violence and drug abuse have sparked NRL and police inquiries, with the game's boss set to address the media this afternoon. Robert Avadia has the latest.
Well, these allegations today are certainly not pretty. Not only a harrowing look inside the home of a young mother who claims she was intimidated, victimised and abused by a much stronger husband, but also reveal the extent to which South Sydney protected Sam Burgess, even honouring him as club captain 6 months after this played out. The police statements by Burgess's estranged wife, Phoebe, allege he became monstrous after a particular drug bender in late 2018, allegedly crushing her with his hulking frame, pressing her heavily pregnant stomach, to the extent the father, Mitch Hook, says he thought his daughter might lose her baby. The Rabbitohs chief medical officer, Dr Andrew McDonald, was called, writing a prescription for liquid Valium to calm Burgess, but allegedly writing it in the name of Mitch Hook so it would stay under the radar. Police statements also suggest a test the following day revealed a dangerous cocktail of MDMA and ketamine in Burgess's system, laced even with a bit of rat poison. But once again, the samples were taken to pathology, allegedly under the name Ben Smith, to protect the star. The man who guided the NRL through this year's COVID-19 disaster spoke on radio this morning.
Look, if those allegations are proven to be correct, and there's a long way to go yet because they have to be proven, and everyone should be given due process and natural justice. But if they are proven, they are pretty serious.
Phoebe Burgess has also allegedly told police Sam would regularly abuse and belittle her, calling her weak, causing her to fear for her own safety, and refusing to see her in hospital after an episode while she was pregnant, continuing allegedly to party with his friends. And Burgess's lawyer today states the allegations are false and constitute indefensible defamation against his client. We are seeking comment from South Sydney, where Burgess remains in their employment as an assistant coach.
Double demerits are now in force across New South Wales and the ACT ahead of the long weekend. Drivers caught speeding, not wearing a seatbelt or using their phone behind the wheel will face hefty fines and a potential loss of licence. Double demerits will be in place until midnight Tuesday. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have spoken to emergency workers and locals caught up in the devastating fires on Kangaroo Island. William and Kate heard how the island's wildlife was devastated by the bushfires. Sarah Greenodge has more.
Earlier this year, the federal government all but confirmed that the Cambridges, William, Kate and the 3 kids were headed down under to meet with bushfire victims and local heroes. But sadly, that couldn't happen due to the pandemic. This was finally a chance for the couple to catch up with some of those people, albeit virtually. The Zoom call started out with a very cute appearance from an 8-month-old koala called Grace, who was recently rescued. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge then heard uplifting tales of community spirit. They also heard stories from fireys who were on the ground about the loss, the heartache and just how tough conditions were.
They'd exhausted almost all of their reserves of fresh water just in fighting fires.
William and Kate finished off their chat by saying that they will be visiting Australia once things get back to some sort of normal. Meanwhile, over in California, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were giving a pretty candid sit-down virtual interview with a British journalist, this time talking about structural racism. From their 9-bedroom Santa Barbara mansion, they commented on the Black Lives Matter movement. They also said how they believe this time should be an opportunity for individuals to educate themselves.
I've had an awakening as such of my own, because I wasn't aware of so many of the issues and so many of the problems within the UK, but also globally as well. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Last week, the couple was criticised after talking about the US election, urging Americans to get out there and vote, going against British protocol, which says that royals shouldn't really delve into politics. In his fresh interview, Harry acknowledges that some of their views on various topics could be considered controversial.
Next in 7 News, a top White House aide to President Trump tests positive to coronavirus, and house prices in Australia down as a whole. We reveal the regions that are bucking the trend.
A day of cricket infamy.
50,000 people booing you at the top of their lungs.
This is the journey it took to rise again. And you're right there with unprecedented access. The free-to-air premiere event.
You talk about spine-tingling moments. There's one right there.
The Test, Sunday at 7 on 7.
Ratatouille Bistro at Nightcliff Sports Club. Enjoy delicious Tuesday schnitzel night. Wednesday is steak night. Thursday and Saturday, Lava Rock night. With our local courtesy bus at Nightcliff Sports Club for lunch and dinner.
Get ready for outdoor living at Harvey Norman with a new barbecue. Our new season range includes portable barbecues, perfect to just pick up and go. Tried and tested trolley barbecues in a full range of sizes and features. Discover the delicious rewards of low and slow charcoal grilling. Outdoor kitchens are the ultimate choice for entertaining at home. You can even design your own custom outdoor kitchen. Plus, get 60 months interest free and receive a bonus gift card up to $500. Now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
Bella. It's Italian for beautiful, and Bella is bringing Italian cuisine to the waterfront. With waterfront views, Bella is bellissima for parties or get-togethers. Bella is Bella Fresh Pasta. Once you go fresh, you never go back.
At Coles, you can lower the cost of your weekly shop with thousands of specials across the store this week, like Red Rock Deli potato chips and Mars M&M's Maltesers or pods, now half price. Coles, good things, great value.
The most established, locally owned crane company in the Northern Territory. We are Shorelands. From the backyard to construction, mining and oil and gas, we provide the Territory with crane logistics solutions that work. Preparation, planning and Shorelands' own Territory experience all come together. Get your strength and engage the local solution. 4 decades, 3 generations, we are Shorelands.
Territorians are feeling isolated and uncertain.
I just lost my job.
I can't get home to see my family. I had to close my business.
Everyone is affected in different ways. Team Health are committed to supporting all Territorians during this difficult time through their dedicated phone support line, Team Talk. The experienced people at Team Talk are here to listen and offer advice and support. We can help. Call Team Talk 1-800-TEAM-00.
A manhunt is underway in Sydney for the driver and passenger of a crashed Porsche who fled this scene around midnight. Police say the luxury car soared through a red light, smashing into a cab with 4 passengers inside. All were unhurt. Investigators are looking for a man and a woman, both in their 30s. In developing news out of the White House, one of the President Trump's closest advisors, Hope Hicks, has tested positive to coronavirus. Ms. Hicks travelled with the President multiple times this week, including on Air Force One to and from the first presidential debate and just yesterday to a rally. The White House says she's been one of the few aides to periodically wear masks in meetings. At the same time, the White House is trying to recover from President Trump's failure to denounce white supremacy groups during the first debate with Joe Biden. While the Democratic presidential candidate says he's looking forward to the next debate, President Trump is pushing back against attempts to change the rules. David Woywood has more.
Good morning, Mike. Yes, senior Republicans have rounded on President Donald Trump today, demanding that he denounce white supremacy group the Proud Boys. It was this comment during the first debate that sparked growing backlash.
Proud Boys
Stand back and stand by.
After an opportunity to clarify his comments, the President yesterday offered this.
I don't know who the Proud Boys are. I mean, you'll have to give me a definition because I really don't know who they are. I can only say they have to stand down, let law enforcement do their work.
But senior Republicans say that wasn't enough, publicly declaring the President needs to urgently distance himself and condemn the group, which the FBI has classed as a domestic terror threat.
That it was unacceptable not to condemn white supremacists.
I think we should hear them from the President and from every American.
I think he should correct it. If he doesn't correct it, I guess he didn't misspeak.
Joe Biden today didn't buy into the controversy.
He said he didn't know anything on the Proud Boys.
His focus on proposed rule changes ahead of the second presidential debate. The format set to be tinkered with after the chaotic first clash between the President and his rival.
As long as we have an opportunity to respond to the question of the people in the audience.
The President, however, not convinced, taking to Twitter to ask why he would allow a change to the rules when he easily won the last time.
Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny has spoken out, blaming President Vladimir Putin for his poisoning. The 44-year-old is vowing to return to Russia months after being poisoned by the Soviet-era nerve agent Novichok. He spoke to a German magazine as he recovers in Berlin, saying he doesn't want to be the opposition leader in exile. He claimed he isn't afraid and will return to Russia to resume campaigning. The pandemic has seen Australian house prices fall, values hit by a drop in our two biggest cities. Prices fell 0.3% in Sydney and 0.9% in Melbourne. Figures rose across the rest of the country, but it wasn't enough to reverse the national trend, with prices falling by 0.2%. CoreLogic says the strongest growth has been outside the big cities.
We've been seeing regional markets across every state have been outperforming their capital city counterparts, especially those major regional centres either side of the largest capitals. So markets like Newcastle and Wollongong, the Blue Mountains, Geelong, Ballarat, Bendigo, the Sunshine Coast, the Gold Coast.
House prices in Melbourne are expected to recover once the lockdown eases. Time to check the financial markets, and the ASX is trading 44 points down in morning trade. The Australian dollar is buying 71.72 US, 75 Japanese yen and $1.07 New Zealand. Next in 7 News, sport with Matty Carmichael, including more on the damning allegations against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Also, the Cats left licking their wounds as Port Adelaide reach the AFL preliminary finals.
Wake up. The doctor will see you now.
Morning, Doc.
Go away. The delightful Doc Martin, Monday on 7-2.
It's the final days of Anaconda's massive 20 to 50% off store-wide sale. Huge savings on camping gear, bikes, kayaks, fishing gear, clothing, footwear and more. Some exclusions apply. 20 to 50% off sale. Hurry, final days at Anaconda.
Have a happy Bathurst Day at home with Super Cheap Auto. This new offset smoker, $179.99. And 3 cans of export wet look tyre shine, $9.99. Shop now with contact-free click and collect.
House Table Home stocks a wide range of eclectic furnishings made from natural fibres and sustainable timber, with floor stock available for immediate delivery. Unique furnishings to help make your house a home. Free local delivery and off-street parking. HTH, Stewart Highway opposite McDonald's.
Australia is the last inhabited continent without Varroa destructor, which has already destroyed bee populations around the world. If a Varroa destructor is detected, an alert will be sent instantly to stop the spread. Purple Hive Project is an initiative from Bee Honey.
Crocosaurus Cove's Junior Reptile Ranger program is on every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday these school holidays. A 2-hour tour designed for kids aged 7 to 12, giving them a fun behind-the-scenes look at our awesome reptile family. Visit croccove.com for details.
The best performing oils under the one roof at Super Cheap Auto.
We are the Shorelands Group, Our preparation, planning and territory experience all come together. Shorelands Crane Hire and Logistics, the most established locally owned crane company in the NT. Shore Barge, 3 generations of territory-owned marine logistics, plus shore fuels and more, all supporting the local community and training the next generation of territory achievers. We are territory proud. We are the Shorelands Group.
Harvey Norman, your specialists in wine care. Our wine cabinets are available in a complete range of sizes, shapes and styles to fit any home and budget. We have everything you need to protect the integrity of your wine, featuring the latest technology from the leading brands, so you can enjoy your wine at its absolute best. Plus, buy on 60 months interest-free and receive a bonus gift card up to $500 at Harvey Norman now, your specialists in wine care.
Good morning. Port Adelaide have surged into their first preliminary final in 6 years with a 16-point win over Geelong. Cats superstar Patrick Dangerfield was left bloody and bruised in a physical opening half at a packed Adelaide Oval as Xavier Dersma was forced to watch on from the sidelines after being knocked out. Charlie Dixon took his own seat in the stands as the power kicked away in the second half.
That's good stuff. Motlop, Lenham's goal! Team goal!
Coleman medalist Tom Hawkins kicked 5 behinds as Chris Scott defended his team following their 7th loss from their past 8 first-week finals.
I think the criticism's a bit lazy, personally, but we would like to win more finals.
Tonight, Brisbane play Richmond in the second qualifying final live on 7. The NRL will investigate allegations of drug and domestic abuse cover-ups at the Rabbitohs. The Australian reports the club and its staff hid the actions of former star and current development coach Sam Burgess during the final years of his career.
The NRL has a zero tolerance and will always have a zero tolerance for violence against women and children.
Burgess's lawyer has denied the claims, saying they constitute indefensible defamation. Now, Rabbitohs coach Wayne Bennett has been confirmed as Kevin Walters' replacement as the Queensland State of Origin coach. And star Roosters forward Sonny Bill Williams has been ruled out of tonight's qualifying final against the Panthers with a neck injury. Australia's Meek French Open is over after Mark Polmans was knocked out in the second round. The last Aussie in the draw, Polmans went down to Chile's Christian Garin in 4 sets. Novak Djokovic cruised into the 4th round, beating Richardis Berankis in straight sets. The world number 1 now has at least 70 singles wins at all 4 Grand Slams.
So, of course, winning that many matches on each slam is a great achievement.
Roger Federer is the only other player to reach that mark. Australian all-rounder Glenn Maxwell showed off his fielding tricks for Kings 11 in the Indian Premier League.
Goal to see! Oh, hello! We've got 2 of them in tandem, and it's happening again. Players helping each other out. Fist bumps all round.
And Maxwell was less impressive with the bat, caught for 11 as Mumbai thumped his Punjab side by 48 runs. In the 3rd round of the League Cup, Liverpool couldn't find a way past Arsenal keeper Bernd Leno throughout the 90 minutes. Heading to penalties, Leno proved the match winner.
Wilson against Leno. Good save by Leno. And now Arsenal can win it.
The Gunners won 5-4 in the shootout. Fulham lost to Brentford 3-0, while Aston Villa lost to Stoke 1-0. There's the goal. Lions versus Richmond on 7 tonight, Mike. I'm a bit biased. I'm saying go the Lions.
Cut it out, Matty. I'm a Tigers man. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Next in 7's Morning News, the national weather forecast with Amelia Mulcahy.
A day of cricket infamy.
This is the journey it took to rise again. And you're right there with unprecedented access. The free-to-air premiere event, The Test. Sunday at 7 on 7.
At Specsavers, get free polarised lenses in your second pair when choosing 2 pairs from the $149 range or above and save $100. Offer ends November 4.
Sundays from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Darwin Mindle Beach Sunset Market.
I love the Ross Faulkner One Touch, the ultimate training aid to develop the fundamentals of my game. Available at any level, men's, women's or juniors. Train anywhere, anytime. Get your One Touch now at rossfaulkner.com.
Harvey Norman, your destination for the new Samsung Galaxy S20 FE range. The phone that gives you what you want to do more of what you love. Featuring pro-grade performance and a pro-grade camera to capture details in stunning clarity. Go from the back row to close-up on stage with 30 times space zoom. Galaxy S20 FE with colours for every fan. Pre-order now and get Galaxy Buds Live as a bonus gift valued at $319. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE range. Pre-order now at Harvey Norman. Make home your comfort zone at Harvey Norman. The ideal quilt for spring and summer, the Australian-made Harrington Cool Wool Queen Quilt, just $169. Enjoy intuitive coil support and comfort with the Sealy Posturepedic Elevate Valencia Queen Mattress. 4 feels, $1,799 each. The stylish Jet 4-drawer Queen Bed, Australian-made in a range of fabric colours, $1,899. Buy on 60 months interest-free and receive a bonus gift card up to $500. Now at Harvey Norman.
Get your team ready to battle it out this summer with Wahoo. Check out our range of vivid new colours and designs where you can toss it, spike it, smash it, catch it, spin it, bash it, slog it, or kick it. For the ultimate in active outdoor fun, just add Wahoo.
At Moo Gully, we do spectacular garments. And because of our reputation for quality, our volume delivers great prices. Moo Gully since 1974 in Darwin, opposite the Winelli Hotel.
Pictures just into the newsroom show a hazard reduction burn taking place on Sydney's northern suburbs. Our helicopter is over the fire at Killara. More than 30 hectares has been burnt, but the fire is under control and nearby residents should not be worried. Let's get a check on the weather forecast now with Amelia Mulcahy. How's it looking, Amelia?
Good morning, Mike. It's shaping up to be a sunny day for most of the capitals ahead of a rain ban that's due in coming days. Today, well, we've got a broad area of high pressure that's dominating, clearing skies, and it's directing warm air from the north of the country down through the southeast. In Victoria, there's concern those northerlies could gust to 90 k's an hour around the Melbourne area tonight. In the west, well, we've got a cold front that's clearing through the south today. That'll lead to showers about the coast over the weekend, and expect those gustly northerlies in the east to continue driving up temperatures before a trough and front move across, bringing a rain band along for the ride. Now, that's likely to deliver widespread falls over South Australia on Sunday, reaching Victoria, Canberra and New South Wales early next week. For now, though, we've got a sunny Friday about most of the capitals, up to 35 degrees in Darwin, a hot 37 in Alice Springs, up to 29 in Brisbane, 25 in Sydney, a windy 27 in Melbourne, up to 30 degrees in Adelaide. But of course, as we've heard, showers this morning with that front in Perth. Now, they're looking less likely tonight, so by tomorrow, just a bit of cloud around there, 18. Clouds expected to build over Adelaide as well, ahead of Sunday's rain, up to 28 degrees there. 28 in Melbourne as well, with winds expected to ease. Rain set to develop over Hobart, but staying sunny in Canberra and Sydney. 26 there, 27's the top for Brisbane. So a warm end to the week for most. It's hard to believe that this time last week, Mike, we were dealing with a polar plunge. Of course, the latest forecast in 4 and at 6.
Thanks, Amelia. And that's 7 News to Now. We'll keep you up to date throughout the day. I'm Mike Amor. Thanks for your company. Have a great day.